Hi, and welcome to day 4 of VBS, God's Great Big Beautiful World. Today, I get to read you a story, and it's called Elbert's Bad Word. And our Bible story is from the book of Luke, and it's chapter 10, verses 38 through 42, and it's about Mary and Martha. And also, you get to have 2 craft opportunities today, or just items to have fun with. You can make some leaf rubbings if you take your white paper and your box of crayons and find some leaves outside. If you place them under the paper and then rub on the top with the crayons, you should see an image of the leaf appear. They're pretty cool. And also, you can make a tree out of newsprint, which is newspaper. So with your green paper, if you want to take the newsprint and crunch it up and make a tree, you can either glue it down on the paper or make it stand up. And then, if you want, you could find some small leaves to put on that tree as well. So have fun with both those opportunities. Be creative, and we'd love to see pictures. So here's our story, Elbert's Bad Word. One afternoon at an elegant garden party, young Elbert heard a word he had never heard before. The word floated by like a small storm cloud. It was ugly and covered with dark, bristly hairs. With a swift flick of his wrist, Elbert snatched the word from the air and stuffed it into his back pocket. Forgetting about it, the boy went on his way. But the word waited patiently. When Aunt Isabella sang opera in soprano, the word made itself small and flew into Elbert's mouth like a little gnat. That's when the trouble began. Chives the butler tried to balance too many trays of deviled eggs. He dropped them all onto Madame Friada's gown. Madame Friada spilled her spritzer on Sir Hilary's bald head. Sir Hilary threw his croquet mallet up into the air. Then, with a terrible thud, the mallet landed on Elbert's great toe. Elbert opened his mouth to scream, but the bad word sprang out, bigger and uglier than before. Everyone at the party was shocked. They couldn't believe their ears. "Come with me, young man," Elbert's mother said with a frown. The word made itself small again, about the size of a rat, and followed into the boy's shadow. In the lavatory, Elbert's mother handed him a bar of soap. "We do not say bad words," she said. "Clean it out of your mouth and never use it again." While Elbert scrubbed his tongue, the bad word sat on his shoulder, snickering wickedly. Elbert knew something had to be done. He ran down a cobbled path, past the reflecting pool, beyond the gazebo, and knocked at the gardener's cottage. The gardener, who was also a practicing wizard, opened the door with a smile. "Come in," he said, "and bring that thing with you." The wizard gardener knew right away that Elbert had caught a bad word and needed a cure. Opening his desk, he pulled out a drawer filled with words that cracked and sparkled. "Sometimes we need strong words," he said, "to say how we feel. Use these and perhaps you won't get into trouble." Taking the sparkling words from the drawer, the wizard gardener tossed them in a bowl with flour and honey. He added some raisins, milk, and eggs, mixed them all together, then baked a little cake. The cake was delicious, so Elbert ate every last crumb. And as he did, the ugly word shriveled to the size of a flea and hopped onto his necktie. Everyone was enjoying Cousin Rudolph's oboe solo in D minor when Albert returned to the party. But soon the trouble began anew. Chives the butler tripped on Madame Friada's feathered boa. Madame Friada dropped her chocolate mousse on Sir Hilary's bald head. Sir Hilary threw his croquet mallet up into the air. Then, with a terrible thud, the mallet landed on Albert's great toe. The music stopped. Everyone stared at the boy. Albert's face grew red with anger. My stars, thunder and lightning, rats and blue blazes, suffering cats, blistering hop toads, zounds and gadzooks, he shouted. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief and gave Albert 3 rousing cheers. But no one was more pleased than Albert. As the music began again, he saw something that looked like a little spider scurrying down a dark hole and disappear. I very much love how Albert got rid of that bad word. And that's smart for us to learn too, because we don't want to say things we shouldn't. Our Bible story today, Mary and Martha, is based on Luke 10:38 through 42. Here's what it says. Sometimes it is easy to know the right thing to do, and sometimes it is hard. Sometimes the choice is between 2 good things, and it is hard to know which one is better. This is a story about a choice that Jesus' friend Mary and Martha had to make. One day, Jesus, along with the disciples, went to the home of his very good friends, the sisters Mary and Martha and their brother Lazarus. Martha showed Jesus how much she loved him by cooking a wonderful meal for him. She knew Jesus stayed busy taking care of other people, so she liked to take care of him. Mary showed Jesus how much she loved him by sitting down beside him and listening to him talk about God's love. She couldn't get enough of his stories. 2 sisters with 2 different ways of showing Jesus their love. Is one way better than the other? Let's listen to what happened. Where is my sister? Martha grumbled under her breath. Does she think I have 6 hands? I can't knead the bread and prepare the fish at the same time. The longer Martha worked alone, trying to get everything done by herself, the angrier she became. Ready to explode, she marched up to Jesus and said, Lord, don't you care that I have to do all the work alone? Make my sister help me. Maybe Jesus wasn't as hungry as Martha thought. Or maybe Jesus knew that Mary needed to hear God's love more than she needed to cook. He said, Martha, you are running around like crazy. Why are you trying to do so many things? Look at what Mary's doing. What could you learn from her choice? Take a few minutes just to be still and listen. You may hear God's love in a dog's bark, or a bird's song, or in the voice of someone who loves you. When you see a family member working really hard to get everything done, why don't you lend a hand? That's a wonderful way to show your love. When you don't know the right thing to do, listen to your heart. If it's a big challenge, ask a grown-up you trust to help you. Those are some really good words, because sometimes we get going so fast we forget what's really important. And it's always good to take time, stop, listen to God, and let Him fill your hearts, and He'll show you what to do. See you tomorrow.